Testing, testing. Good evening. Welcome to Concentric Home Solution Woodworking channel. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to invite you to leave a like, a comment, and if you enjoy the presentation today, I'd like you to become a subscriber. In this video today, I'm just going to be showing some footage of some test cuts that I've been doing on a CNC machine in preparation for a big project I have coming up at home for the wife. I'm remodeling my kitchen. So let's start with that. My CNC machine, just in case some of y'all are wondering, is a 36 by 48 Cam Master Stinger 3 and Stinger 2 with an X3 package, meaning it has 3 heads, 2 routers, and a spindle. Okay. Now, when I come in the morning, the first thing I got to do is go through a warming up procedure that includes having the machine seek out all its limits. What you're seeing right here is going and to its limit and verifying its limits, and so the machine knows where it is in that coordinate space. After it's done doing that, the router is going to come on. Not the router. You don't have to do this for the router. The spindle is going to come on. It's very important that the spindle is ran with it being warm, with the bearings being warm. So the machine comes on and runs for about 5 minutes. After that, I could go ahead and load in the G code, and I do what's called a touch off. That's what you're seeing right now. The machine is going to come down and it's going to touch that metal plate. So now the router knows, the CNC router knows where the top of the material is. You got different ways you can work with the machine. In this case, I'm working for the top. In other situations, I may work from the surface of the bed of the machine. This machine has come equipped with a laser. I like the laser. It gives me a quick means of finding the edge of the workpiece. The only problem I have with this particular laser, and there's a gripe, at some point I'm going to modify it, is not perpendicular to the XYZ plane. I mean, it still works, but psychologically it messed with me, and I just don't think it should be this way. So you can see me doing that here. After that is done, I will turn the dust shroud into position. It have different levels of jogging and moving the machine around. I start off with some coarse movement and then I fine tune it down to the thousandth of an inch to get it exactly where I want. Now, after everything is set up, as you can see here, I run the program and the program begins to cut. Now, I'm only gonna show part of it in real time because I'm actually moving the machine very gingerly. I'm actually being ridiculously conservative. Reason being, this video, by the way, this whole video would have been out earlier. It would have been out last week, but I had a crash. So um, I was kind of, I mean, this is an expensive machine. And after that crash, it kind of traumatized me a little bit. So I was overly cautious. But I could probably run this 3-4 times faster than I'm running it now. It's going at a free rate. I think it's about 40 feet, 40 inches per minute. And I think I can go as much as, on this particular one, as much as 200, 260 with the power of the machine and the capability of the machine. But I'm just being a little bit cautious after my experience. Right now is the main head that is running. And the two heads you see on the side, one of them is a festool cutter for cutting the holes for MFT. And the one in the foreend, the little pointy one, that's a V-carve bit. And you're gonna see that one in action today. After we cut this first one in real time, after you see this first one in real time, I'm gonna speed it up. It's gonna be a total of 3 dados I'm gonna cut in this board. Okay, here we go. And if you're wondering why I'm making these test cuts, this machine is so precise. If you cut it exactly the same size as the board you're trying to fit into the dado, it actually will not fit. It will be too tight for it to go in. And what I'm trying to find out is I didn't want to make it the final dado in my actual project be too loose or too tight. So I was doing this as a test to figure out, and I was documenting what I did by using the V-carve bit to carve the dimensions that I created on the board. It just switched over to the V-carve bit, and now it's doing the carving. As you'll see in a little bit after this is done, I made the carvings very deep. They didn't have to be as deep as I made them, but just taking the machine through its paces, seeing what it can do. I want you to note that wiring, that cable that's hanging on the one side of the router. I'll talk about that in a little bit. There's also another one hanging on the other side. And in this view, you can see that little burgundy piece in front of the router. That's the laser that you saw earlier that was used to line up with the edge of the workpiece. there you have it. Okay, about the two wires you saw, that's a location for mounting the laser, which is a feature that I have on the machine. You don't mount the laser when you're using the router part of it because you could damage the laser. So, and it has two locations you can mount the laser on the machine and the machine reference off for the laser. So that was the wiring harness for hooking up the laser. And I promise I'll show you guys the laser in action one day. Now let's give you all a view. Here we are. This is what you just witnessed. I don't know if you can see this clearly. I hope so. These are very deep carvings. And this is the width of the plywood that I was cutting these grooves for. This groove is the same size as the plywood. And it's not, actually it's a little bit bigger. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger. Even though I'm getting it in and it's tight, it's a little bit bigger because the initial bit that I had in the machine, when I had the crash, that bit I measured with a caliper. And when it crashed, I'm still traumatized by that, by the way. When it crashed, I switched it out with another bit and I never measured the bit with a caliper. So this is actually a little bit bigger than it should be, but it's very tight. The second one is even smaller. And this third one is larger. And is the one that I'm going with. It's 2,000 of an inch larger. And you can see how it snaps in there and how I can pull it out. Or even, this board is a little bit bent. I can lift it up by it. So it's a good fit. And I have it documented now. So whatever size board, of course I'll have to measure the bit next time. Whatever size board that I choose to go with, the only thing I gotta do is, of course, measure the size of the initial bit that I'm gonna be using, the bit initially, and then measure the size of this board. Then I could, when I put that size into the machine, I have to subtract 2,000 of an inch to get that fit that I want. That's the whole reason behind that. I'm going to give you all, this wasn't really planned for tonight. This is supposed to have been the end of the video, but I'll give you all a sneak peek of what I'm about to work on. As I said, it wasn't planned, so I have to go pull the photo into the stream. And I mean, there's other views, but I'm only going to show you two tonight. But I designed this in my CAD program. I think I mentioned previously, I have training, I have a background in CAD. I was trained in AutoCAD as a draftsman, both board and on the computer. I haven't used AutoCAD in years, but I use other 3D program. This particular one is called Form Z. It's for the Mac and the PC. And I happen to like it a lot. I designed these cabinets is in my kitchen. And in our last live stream, when I talk about the Wood Master and using the knives to make different molding, the profile for these doors that you're seeing, for both the doors and the drawers, are actual real profiles that I have and will use in the project. I'll show you the next one. That's another view of the kitchen. But it's real nice, I believe, to be able to work with and design with the same profile that I'm going to use. Even the crown molding is the crown molding that I showed y'all. This is not a good view of it. I'll go back to that other picture. The crown molding is the same crown molding that I showed y'all last week. Okay. Well, as usual, I'd like to thank you all for watching and be safe in the shop. That's the end of the main presentation. But as usual, we're going to have the after party. This is the part that if y'all have any questions, y'all could go ahead and ask any questions that you have, or you can go ahead and if you want to give me a shout out, say hi to me, and let me know where you're from, what type of woodworking you do, anything you want to discuss at this point on. It's not going to be part of the edited video, but this is the cool part, I believe, of the live stream. You get to interact with me. And as I told y'all previously, as I get more comfortable with this, and as my equipment get better, before I go any further, I am hoping that tonight that y'all notice a difference. Tonight, my voice should be matching my lip movements. I fixed that. So I think I fixed that. I hope I fixed that. So improvements are coming. I think the video quality is there. I think the audio sound quality is there. Now we have the lip sync is going. But still, my current setup, my current computer is being pushed to its limits. Right now, it's running in the red. It's basically overheating. I'm happy that it's holding on, but it's about to get replaced. I was supposed to replace it 2 weeks ago, but there was rumors that there was coming out with a newer version of the Mac Studio, so I was holding on for that, but I'm giving up on that. By this weekend, I'm going to be putting in an order for Mac Studio. Robert. Cool. CNC, and I crash it once into a clamp. So your trauma, I totally, yep, I know, it's kind of scary. When mine's, Robert, I have a sneaking suspicion. I don't want to pass any blame yet. I'm still leaving it in my ballpark. I'm still calling it something that I did wrong, and I probably don't know what I did wrong. But I did the exact same sequence again, and it ran without a hitch. So it's like, it's weird to me. And this is not the first time this has happened. I went back, I checked my G code, I checked everything, and everything was correct. Matter of fact, it bothered me so much that everything was correct, I was scared to push cycle start. I stayed with my hand on that emergency each stop. I was so afraid. But when I built up the courage to do it, it ran. The same code, same everything, it ran. And the first time I did it, the spindle just went straight down into the table. So once again, I'm not leaving out that it's possibly something I did in error, but I can't see how that is because I did the exact same program. I didn't do anything different. I just reran the same program. I checked it over and I reran the same program. But yes, it was traumatizing. What do you make with your Axiom, if you don't mind me asking? No, actually, I run it off of the control computer that came as part of my CNC package. So it's in a complete Windows 10 environment. What I do plan to do in the future is when my new computer come in, my current Mac, I'm gonna convert it into a PC. I'm gonna take Mac OS off of it and put Windows on it. Okay, it's an Intel based Mac, and it's gonna be my Windows PC that I'm gonna have in my studio, and I'm gonna put Vectrix, the design software. Um, yeah, I see you have VCarve. I'm gonna put it on that machine so I could design up in my studio. Great, great. I've owned mine for 2 years, but I have a bug, a flaw, and that bug, that flaw is um, I overanalyze and I overthink things. I've been reading the whole VCarve manual. I've been reading the whole manual for the control software. Yeah, so I finally got to a point now. I'm willing to try things in the machine. Yeah, I think that's best. I think that's best. I'm learning VCarve, but I think I'm gonna do most of my designs in the software that produce the images that I showed earlier. I don't know if you was able to see that, Rob. If you wasn't, let me know. I'll put it back up there, and then bring it into VCarve and have VCarve produce the G code. It's just at least for now, I have more experience in the other software. Thank you. Uh, the reason why I started doing this is because, to be quite frank, I mean I'm not gonna call names or anything like that, but I I didn't trust the opinion. I didn't trust the opinions of people I saw out there doing tool reviews. That's the reason why I started doing it, and I hate that. Um, the whole reason why people watch these videos, these reviews, so they can make a good buying decision. And I put a disclaimer, and I understand is just because somebody likes something or doesn't like something, that doesn't mean that myself or you gonna have the same opinion. But I just would like it to be an honest opinion. not a paid for opinion. It's actually more sophisticated than SketchUp, but to learn it, to get into it, is as how would I put it? SketchUp is very I don't want to call it playful. It's a good software, but it's easy to manipulate stuff in it. So, and that's what makes people drawn to it. This software is similar to that, but it it has more sophisticated tools. You could do more with it than with SketchUp. Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to be. A couple of weeks ago, I think about 2 weeks ago, Festool had an event, and I don't understand how that goes over on people to see. I don't know. Um, let me keep my mouth before I get in trouble. I don't see how that goes over well with the audience. I don't know. And that's coming from somebody that like a lot of their products, but it's not all perfect. And the stuff that's good, they should be praised for it. And there's a lot that they do good. And the stuff that they don't do good, they should be, called out on. How else they going to improve? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was trying to tiptoe around it, but yeah. But how does that? I wonder how does that look to the followers, the subscribers of these different content creators. I, the, I thought there was a clean way of being able to do that, but then I had an experience that showed me that it can't be done. It can't be done. It can't either from the the manufacturer side or from the content creator side. It creates too much problems. My humble opinion, anyway. The software, if you're wondering, is called. I'll put it in the chat. It's called FormZ. I honestly believe it just comes down to that. Not very. That's about the same size as my garage. That is about this. Our garage is about the same size. Yeah, give or take. And when I put my first piece of equipment in there, it was too small, and it's been getting bigger ever since. I don't know how I get all the stuff fitting here that I do, but I remember I had a contractor's table saw, and I thought the space was too small, and it's grown since that contractor saw. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. I would try to pronounce your name, but I'm pretty sure I'll butcher it. If y'all would too, let me know where y'all chiming in from, because I know sometimes I get some people from overseas and I get people from all over the country. Nico, okay. Is it Nico? Press one, or is it Nico? Press two. Oh, cool, cool. In New York, okay, great. Welcome, Nico. Okay, great, Nico. Nice to meet you, Nico. 5 people watching. It's nice. So feel free to, ask any question, anything you want to know about me. Oh, I'm asking y'all where y'all chiming in from. I'm I'm in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes away from Atlanta, Georgia. But I'm originally from the U.S. Virgin Islands, the island of St. Thomas to be exact. I came up to Georgia straight out of high school. I graduated from high school in 1992. Actually, not straight out of high school. I came up in 93 or 94. Okay, great, cool. That's what I kind of did, Rob, with my outfit table. And I did a live on it. I think it was my first live, which didn't go very well. At some point, I'm gonna redo that to show the MF. Well, it's not an MFG table. It doesn't have holes in it, but I have the rails and everything on my outfit table. Okay, great, 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 great. Yes, very tourist oriented. Born and raised on a little tiny island. Yeah, it can be in more ways than one. It can be. Stuff like that sometimes can be, a gift and a curse. Yep, that's true. But the upside to it, the spending that take place is a major part of the economy because small islands like ours don't have we don't produce anything. You know, it's too small for agriculture. It's too small for just about anything. So the only real export that we have is tourism. I noticed you said you had some green, festool, of course, red, Milwaukee, and what was the other color? Did, was there any yellow in your list? Any yellow in the list? Let's see. Did I see any yellow in your list? Let me see if I can find it. I thought, okay, up here somewhere. And blue, okay, Makita. Oh, Bosch. Depends. No, no, Nico, I don't. I looked at something a long time ago, but they used to have this product that a gentleman used to show off at shows for sharpening router bits and saw blades, but I never got one. I wish I did. But I send my saw blades off to get sharpened. Oh, TSO. Okay. Okay, got you. I was thinking power tools. Okay. Yeah, we got more than one red. Woodpecker and TSO. Yes. TSO is a newcomer. Uh, Woodpecker has been around for a little while now. Both of them make good stuff. Oh, I didn't realize I could do that. Oh, that's nice. It's gone. Oh, Nico, I'm jealous of you. You have um you have Mafel here in the US or back home? I would like to get a hold of a Mafel one of these days, but I do not know how you get that in the US. I think you gotta import it or something. I don't think anyone sells it locally. Do you have that table saw here in the United States, or do you have it back home? Put it like this. All right, that's about. TSO has some locking dogs with messy toggle clamps, and I think rolling sheet goods on my table. I'll take a look at those. What was the size? Did Rob? Did you tell me the size of your CNC by chance? No, I don't think you did. What's this? What's the size of the? What's the bed size of your CNC machine? Good evening. Welcome. Oh, great. Is there a local source for it here, Nico, or you got it from someone that imported it? 2 foot by 4 foot. Okay, that's a good size. Yeah. Okay, I see why you're able to build cabinets. You have to break it down first, like me. So that's the situation I'm gonna have. I have to break down the 4x8 to get it onto my table, and I'm trying to figure out the most efficient way to lay out cabinets to work for my table size. For me, when I was getting ready to purchase my machine, it was between the one I have now, which is a 36 by 48 with a lathe attachment, or what they call an indexer, uh, a 4 by 4. A 4 by 4 would have been easier for the majority of the work that I do. Um, it would have been easier to handle as far as breaking down 4 by 8 sheets to go on there and using it efficiently. But I really wanted to learn how to use a CNC lathe as well. Oh, Rob, you could add that at any point. There's a lot of cool DIY solutions for vacuum clamping that you could find on the internet. So it's not too late. You got stuff with compressors and a device called a Venturi, and you can make it work. You can still make it happen. And I'm telling you, from my experience with having vacuum hold down, I love it. I would not buy a CNC machine without it. Yes, it's loud. It is loud. It is loud. It's louder, in my opinion, is as loud, that's minimum, or louder than the the dust vac for the CNC machine. That thing screams when you turn it on. The vacuum hold down. Oh, great. Thank you, Nico. And you know what? Thanks. I actually knew that because I came across them a long, long time ago. This was years ago. I may have just forgotten. You just jogged my memory. That company makes, not makes, but they sell a lot of products for building post and beam homes, like log cabins and post and beam homes. And yes, they do sell Mafel. That was the only place in the US. I completely forgot about that. I could have gotten a 4 by 4 to fit, but what I really wanted was a 4 by 8. But with a 4 by 8, I wouldn't have a workshop. It would just been a CNC shop. It wouldn't have been a woodworking shop anymore because it would have taken up the whole shop. Hmm. There is a lot of hype going around on it, though. Yeah, I've had my cyclone dust collector so long. I'm kind of used to to the to its noise level. It's not quiet, but it has nothing on the vacuum hold down. I'm going to give you a little story about how I got into woodworking. It's hilarious to me anyway. And the reason why it's hilarious, because the express reason why I got into it, I never actually did anything pertaining to it. And I think it was back in 2000. I wanted to build loudspeakers. I have a background in home theater, and I wanted to build loudspeakers. So I went out and bought a Sears contractor saw, some pneumatic nailers, and what else? Something else. And I have never, till this very day, I have never built a speaker. Got you. Well, I just thought that was interesting. I have never built a speaker. One day I have to build a speaker. Oh, this whole thing didn't make any sense. This whole I have built everything else. I have built bookcases, entertainment centers. I've built all type of stuff, but I have never built speakers. Yes, sir. I sure do. I sure do. Yep. And I agree, it is a science. I have an electronics background. Well, the home theater thing should give you a hint of that. I have a low. I'm actually still low voltage license, and I initially came up to the United States to study electrical engineering, and life took me in another direction. But I'm still hung up on on that. It'll come. I have to at this point. But me being me, I have to buy a whole slew of test equipment and stuff like that. I can't do it simple. It's not in me. When I It's gonna be a minute. Yeah. Yes, but not on a regular basis. At least not in recent years. Uh, since I decided to get into this YouTube thing, I'm actually I've been neglecting that side of it, and I've been trying to build this channel up. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. I think, except for the entertainment center I did for my wife, and kitchen was not a complete remodel, but a kitchen updating that I did. I'm trying to think what else I've done in recent time. I haven't done a whole lot of woodworking um, in the last 2 years. No, sir, it's supposed to be a business. No, it's supposed to be a business. But I've been taking on, no, I should say, I've been doing other work while I've been a starving artist on YouTube the last 2 years, trying to get this channel up. Because it's kind of difficult as a one man shop for me to have anything large going on and doing the YouTube at the same time. But that's gonna that's gonna have to change real soon because I've been letting a lot of opportunity go by. Unfortunately, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do that. I don't want my neighbors for customers. Um, let put it this way. I've had a neighbor in the past ask me if I could make something cheaper than Walmart. The coming is not the problem. It's not a problem to get them to come. The coming is not the problem. Is making stuff cheaper than Walmart. That's a problem. A sheet of plywood costs more than the desk you buy at Walmart, the MDF desks or particle board desks that you buy at Walmart. Exactly. Is I don't know. Try not to say too much. I don't want to offend anybody, but I think we live in weird times where some some people think they don't get paid enough to answer the phone, but they think that someone with a trade with a skill should make $5 an hour. Correct. Oh, somebody didn't like the video. That's unfortunate. Oh, yeah, I know that type. Practice on me. No, I'm beyond practicing. I'm I passed practicing years ago. Yeah, I know. I was being sarcastic. I don't care. Uh, I never understood them because, well, it's nothing to understand. You have such a variety on YouTube. There's gonna be somebody out there that you like or somebody that you're interested in. So if you don't like a particular content, I mean, you could find someone, find another one that you like. I tell people all the time, I may not be everybody's cup of tea. Oh man, see, it's starting to glitch. I think I'm pushing this little computer to its limits now. But guys, I've really enjoyed this. This is actually the most interaction I've had since I started live streaming. And that's really cool. I really enjoy talking to you guys. Is this a good time? Is this a good time slot? 9 o'clock on a Tuesday? Please, I would like a opinion or two on that. I've been trying to figure out what's the best time. Thank you so much. I'll pray for you too. Really, really, really appreciate it. I try to do my best. I was trying to improve the quality. Um, I've been. It took me a long time. A lot of. I'll give you another interesting story. I forgot what year. When I want to say maybe as early as 2008. I want to say 2008, 2009, around that time. I had the interest to get on YouTube, but I just couldn't do the thing with the phone. I would, I would try to shoot videos with my phone, but I'll be unhappy. I would be unhappy with the way it came out, so I never posted it. But I finally got into a point where, through a lot of practicing in quiet, not posting stuff out to the world, I've gotten pretty good at video editing. So the only thing I had to do was get used to presenting in front of a camera, doing it in, knowing that people is going to be watching the content. And I think I'm starting to get better at that. Lucky for you. Okay, thank you. I learned that through experience. That took a long time for me to figure that out, was the lighting. I struggled with that for a long time. And you're right, it is a skill. Thank you, sir. I struggle with lighting and I struggle with audio for a long time. Let's knock something off the MFT. Then I wrestle with the green screen for a little while. This is a green screen if you're not aware of it. I struggled with a green screen for a while, and that is a lighting issue also too. That's light. That is the 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 quality of the green screen you get. Lighting plays a big role in that. It's super bright and super hot. It's hot. It's hot in here with all the lights and everything on. Thank you, sir. And ever since I got into this, I can tell. I can. It's crazy. It spoiled me. I can see. I can tell when someone is using a green screen now. Yep, 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 yep. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to start saying goodnight in a little bit. I'm pushing this little computer hard. I can't wait um, to get the other one in. It's gonna be better suited for this. No, it's not a problem. It's just my computer has been in the red as far as it being hot. Is 212 degrees Celsius. Is what my computer is at, right? Has been at for the whole time that we're on. This is tasking that the Mac Mini is an Intel based Mac Mini and is being tasked to do this. But it's been a little champ. It hasn't given me any problem with switching. And I know. I know. I know. It's crazy. I know. The fan is full throttle right now. It's just out there doing its thing. Oh, the other cool little skill that I've learned since I've started doing this is um, this. I created and animated that. That's the logo for my CNC. I recreated it in a graphics program and animated it. So This journey actually has been fun, and I've learned a whole bunch of new skills. The YouTube journey, anyway. Uh, the woodworking, I already had been doing it prior to YouTube. So is that an acronym? I don't get it. Is that an acronym? I'm lost. Or so maybe I should do this. I'm lost. What did he say about the time? I think he said an hour earlier. Find that. Oh, here it is. Okay. Got you. Got you. Okay, Mr. Robert. I will be signing off, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll see you guys next week around the same time. Okay? And again, thank you for watching. Any last words? Okay, with that, good night. And again, be safe in the shop. Great. Thank you. Take care. Good night.